Hey Libra, welcome to Tea Priestess. I hope y'all are doing lovely, feeling amazing. Okay. Um, I'm still feeling a lot of energy from the Gemini reading that I just did. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's also very good. Okay. But it's like the anticipation and it's not anticipation, but it's like it's done, and knowing that I did it, like that, something like that. Um, so that's look, I still feel it, okay? Okay, I've been trying to calm myself down, but I really can't, okay? So I feel like it's gonna come through somehow, some way into y'all. But I also feel like that's a good thing, okay? So I got a choice of either Gemini and like today readings, either doing Gemini was for sure, but either Libra or Aquarius, okay? And I chose Libra. So, because I was like, yeah, Libra. Cause something, okay? I don't know. Like the incense is coming over here, okay? It's clearing something out. Okay. Cause it's all the way over there, but it's coming over here. Okay. It's wanting to, yeah, clear out the energy. Clear out the energy. But also be noticed. Okay. So maybe you've been doing something, Libra. Statement, yeah, where you've been making a statement very strongly, okay, very strongly, and through this statement, you've also wanted it to be noticed that you were making this very same statement. Like, it's not like you just made the statement and you just said it and did it or did both, whatever. And it's just like, that's the end of it. Like, oh, I did it. That's it. No. You did it, said it for a reason. Like, it's like the divine told you what to do, maybe told you how to do it, and you did it. Yeah, you did it. And so because you did it, excuse me, yeah, okay. Through you doing it, you also knew that you were going to make a statement publicly. And it was going to do exactly what you needed it to do. Like, you knew this. You felt this. You understood this. Okay? Look, you are justice. You are going after your justice, okay? With this statement that you made, you did, whatever it was a statement, okay? And so, because you did this, I just heard you have people scared out here because of your statement. And I've seen 211 and 411 just now, okay? You definitely made a statement, okay? And so because you made the statement, you made people scared. They're scared. Look, they're scared, shaking in their boots. They don't know what you're going to do next. They don't know how to approach whatever the situation is. Look, 444. Whatever the situation is that you were involved in some way because you wanted to make this, that you needed to make this statement on. the yeah, it's like they have no words. They have no words on what they could or should do next. They don't know. They have no idea. You have them shaking, like real life, in real life, shaking, wondering, questioning themselves and also the decisions that they have made greatly, okay? Shaking in their boots. Okay. Okay. It's also, whatever the statement is, it's very impactful. Because I have this book in front of me and the divine keeps wanting me to look at, like on the book, it's like over 4 million copies sold. I'll show you. Over here. Like over 4 million copies sold. Okay. Okay. So a lot of people also saw the statement, noticed the statement, heard about the statement, know that you said the statement, know about the statement. Like a lot of people. I don't know about 4 million people or 4 million, whatever. But look, another 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. I said another 4, 4, 11 before that. 4. Very impactful. You revealed a lot into a situation whenever you made this statement, okay? On a scale or on a level that people had not known before about these people or organization, about these people or organization. Okay, so these people, because I just heard, it made the okay, so people within an organization made the organization look bad. And so, because these people within this organization made the organization look bad, okay, I'm hearing the organization is about to or is taking justice on these people because of the statement that you made. Okay, Libra? Justice. You are justice. You are justice. The organization is taking justice against these people that made the organization look bad. Nationwide. Nationwide. And I just heard they will not be welcomed anymore into the organization. 9/11. They said no. They're saying no. Be gone. You're dismissed. You can no longer come back into this organization at all in any way, shape, and form. You are dismissed. We no longer know you, like you. You cannot say that you are or were a part of this organization type shit. Okay, the divine, I'm not looking. I'm purposely not looking, but the blue, I have to call it out. Okay, so me personally, for me, this blue represents a Greek letter organization, Phi Beta Sigma, where people, a part of this organization, me personally, this is me coming in personally, Phi Beta Sigma, people within this organization have spiritually attacked me, okay? And this is something that I know because I'm a high priestess, okay? Me having that title, that distinction, it's not just for no reason, okay? I can't, whenever you say I am a high priestess, you can't just say that. Nobody can just say that, okay? Because the type, I don't have the card and I can't show you. It's a card in the tarot deck, but even without the tarot deck, it's a person, a woman. Usually it's a woman. Priest can also be, but we're not talking about priests right now. We're talking about me. So high priestess means that not only do I understand on a people level a whole lot, okay? Been through a whole fucking lot in life since I was a child type shit, okay? Like hurt, pain, trauma, okay? So because I have been through so much shit, not only did that build me here, okay? Especially in adulthood, like I've dealt with so much fucking trauma, okay? Whenever my mama died, okay? Like my mama died 11 years ago, okay? That opened me up to a whole bunch of shit, okay? That after that, I continued and had to do a whole bunch of shit because my mama, she was as a lot of women are, she held a lot together. She held a lot together, and over the years, I've been able to come to see just how much she held together, okay? Because with her being gone, I was the one that had to fill those shoes, okay? So whatever burden that she had on her back and her dying, what led her up to her being gone off this earth was because of the burden on her back, okay? And so because of that burden that was on her back, mostly put on by people, but also her childhood traumas and things, that she could never knew how to deal with, but also never could because of the burden that people put onto her. The burden then went from her to me, okay? And so because of those burdens, I carried that shit. I did that shit. I held that shit, okay? Whew. I held that shit, okay? I dealt with that shit. I fought that shit. I made sure that people were taken care of. I made sure that people were fed, people were housed, all types of shit that I'm 29 years old, okay? I've lived a whole fucking life already, okay? Taking care of people in ways that I would have never thought that I would have taken care of, okay? Like, I can't say that my mama was a superhero. She was a fucking superwoman. But I can't also say, like, growing up in a black ass household was easy. It was not, especially because she also put burdens onto me growing up. So I had that I had to deal with. I had to, not just her, but my father, had to deal with all of that. So dealing with all of that, plus all the extra burdens that were just put onto me. And all of these things were mental growing up, okay? I had a whole bunch of mental traumas, mental burdens put onto me because of other people's childhood traumas and things that they did not want to deal with, and so they put it onto me, okay? So I dealt with that. I'm also the oldest child. Oldest child people, they tend to deal with a whole lot. So taking care of my sister at a young age, starting at like 10, where, you know, I'm getting left like babysitting at fucking 10 years old. Like at 10 years old, as soon as I turned 10 years old, that was like, you're an adult now. You're an adult now, basically. You're no longer a child. You no longer have innocence. You are here to help us take care of your sister type shit, okay? And so, because of all of that, I had all of that. And through that, it's still people putting, I was a chubby child, okay? So people talking about my weight, people talking about, I've always had acne since I was like, I remember like fucking 4th grade, so like 9 years old or some shit. Maybe 9 years old. Talking about my acne, talking about my weight. People at school bullying the shit out of me. You know, because I'm smart. So because I'm smart, people bullying me, okay? So I'm dealing with all of this shit that I didn't fucking ask for. I didn't ask to be born. I didn't ask to fucking be born, but I also didn't ask to fucking be an adult at a fucking 10 years old and growing, okay? So my whole fucking childhood after 10 years old was just gone, done, okay? I had my first job at 16, so I've been working since I was 16 years old, okay? Shit, really like 14. I really had a whole little job at 14, 15, 16. So really like 14 years old. I've been out here working. I've been out here trying to help people release their burdens that I didn't have to, because it's like starting at 10 years old, I thought I had to do that because the responsibility was put onto me, even though there were adults in the house. Okay. And so, going into now, my mama is no longer here, okay? Because of the burdens that were put onto her, you know, not being able to take care of her own self. And so, you know, things happen to her, okay? So now she's gone. She's no longer here. Immediately, burdens put onto me, okay? Taking care of my sister, either she coming to stay with me. I'm in college, okay? Freshman in fucking college. She coming to stay with me for a little bit. I'm having to take care of her, even though, like, it's like I've taken care of her for a long time. So it's like I'm her fucking extra parent or something. She coming to stay with me sometimes for a little bit, like right after my mom passed. She coming to stay with me for a little bit because look, I'm saying it all. I don't care. The divine is guiding me to say this. So after because my father could not get his shit together to make sure that he had a house. Okay, so also whenever my mom passed, when I was in school, okay, freshman year. During this year, when we were finding out, I found out, basically, I helped my mama, drove her around when I came home for spring break. I've never experienced the spring break in college, okay? But my very first spring break, I spent that whole week taking my mama to the doctors, multiple different doctors, and basically every single doctor's office was telling us, like, every single day that we went, it was like they were telling her about her diagnosis, and it kept getting worse. And so it's like by the end of the week, there was a colonoscopy set up for her, and that's how I was leaving and going back to school, like finding out all of this shit about my mama. And then I had to go back to school and think about what the fuck I just experienced and dealt with my mama on my spring break, where it's supposed to be like a break, but it wasn't. okay? Another burden, okay? Not that, well, no, because a child at my age, I should not have, she had a husband, okay? She had a husband who should have been doing everything that I did, should have been doing that, and they should have been doing that shit together. It should not have been me, okay? And that's just it. That's how that should have worked. So again, a burden, okay? So now I'm going back to school. I'm at school this semester, okay? During this time at school, it happened. I don't know when it happened because my mama wouldn't tell me, but we used to text all the time or talk on the phone, especially like once she, after the colonoscopy or whatever, she would keep me updated. We would talk about it because I would like to, check up on her because I knew she was going through a lot. Basically, her body was going through a lot. Basically, they discovered that she had cancer, but the cancer was so far spread and so big that it was like they couldn't do anything, okay? And so by the time it was sometime maybe a few months into that semester, this was spring semester of 2011, somehow within there, maybe like April, because March was spring break, so like April or so, the apartment that we had been staying at for a few years, they got kicked out because my father wasn't able to do what he needed to do to, take care of the household while my mama was fucking sick, while he had a whole nother daughter to take care of. Okay, my mama, she had a friend, we had a family friend who my mama was able to call, and she welcomed them in. But it's like when I got home from school, the apartment that I left home freshman year, the home that I knew was no longer. I never got to go back and be like, oh, I'm saying bye because we're moving, like normal move. No, it's just gone. So I'm coming home from school and I'm coming to this house. I mean, I've been to the house before, the family friend house, okay? I was there before, so it's not like it was new. And we had been there a lot. Like, we were always over there, pretty much. But it's like, okay. By the time I got home, because I didn't have a car yet or whatever, when my father came and got me, picked up all my stuff and shit, I'm coming to this house that's now my home or something. And so it's like my mama basically, it was like, because that was May when the semester was done, she passed in June, okay? So it's not like I even got a lot of time once I got back to even spend with her. We talked a lot, we texted a lot. So we got some time in, I got a whole, at that time I was 18. So 18 years of, talking to her, getting to know her past healing. Because at some point, God came into her life and told her I feel like God told her not only was she sick and that she was going to lose her life, but also that at that point, she needed to set a different example, okay? So whenever my mom passed, we were able to work on some things. She was able to show me a different example of what she showed me growing up, okay? In certain ways, not in full ways, but in certain ways, I got a different example of her than what I grew up. She wasn't all, like, I learned so much. Like, okay, I put myself together. She always made sure we looked good. We were moisturized, things like that. We take care of ourselves, okay? She taught a good lesson, okay, with certain things, but it's also the picking on, basically. She picked on me, okay? you know, talked about me in my face all the time. That's what a lot of black mothers do, okay? They talk about you literally in front of your face. Like, it's like, I feel like in a way, starting from when I was a child or some point, she knew that I was going to be something like this. And so I feel like that made her feel a way inside of her, you know? And she was jealous. And that's just it, okay? But God made her get through that and stop doing that shit and set a different example. So like before we knew she was sick, but like maybe my senior year, maybe end of my junior year in high school, she started to be different and she started to show a different example of her. So that's why for at least a good 2 years, we got to know each other on a more adult level. We didn't get to talk about a whole lot, but you know, I know that God came into her life and like forced her to change because I needed that example for my life moving forward, where I am now, okay? And so basically, June comes of 2011 and now she's gone. And so we're also still homeless, living in somebody else's house, okay? So now it's like, we're dealing with this whole shit. And then my father still hasn't put together his own shit, gotten his shit together, done the shit that he needs to do. So it's like, my sister is living in, both sides of my family are from South Carolina, okay? And so my sister living up there, basically, so people up there can try to help take care of her because he can't. And I'm at school. And so that's where the burden, the extra burden started. Whenever it was like, I guess some things happened and my sister, she didn't want to stay up there no more, basically. And she was like, I want to come back. And so that's when, like, it's like my father put, you know, the burden on other people because he was like, okay, y'all can help take care of her. Y'all do that. And I'll just be down here. Like, my kids, I don't have to worry about them no more. Basically, look, I'm being real as shit, okay? Oh God, I'm being real as shit, okay? And so it's like, once my sister was like, well, no, like, I want to come back. Like, I have friends down here in Texas. I don't want to be here anymore, basically, because whatever the fuck. That basically he was like scrambling because eventually she came down, and that's when she had to stay with me for like a week, 2, I can't remember, but I'm in college and I'm taking care of her at the same time. And so it's like, for at least, I feel like it was at least a good 2 weeks or almost 2 weeks before he was like, okay, I have some place we can, you know, you can do this. He had to set up her school, all of that, like ill prepared. And the thing is, like, my father, like, I come from education. I come from smart ass people. My mama was fucking smart as shit. My father is fucking smart as shit. However, he's also dumb as fuck. I don't have no problem saying that, okay? I don't give a fuck, okay? Dumb as fuck, okay? Very selfish. That's why my mama had all of the burden, okay? Very selfish. And so whenever we got to now, my sister, I guess, living with him or whatever, but apparently it's not working out. You know, I was in a position to be able to help because of my mama's passing. And so basically it's like the house that he did get, I ended up paying fucking rent, like large amounts of money, using the car that my first car that my mama knew was my favorite fucking car, and you know that I would get one day, and I did. He basically talked me into manipulated me into getting loans on that car. Basically, I'm young. I'm 19 years old. I don't know what the fuck that this even means, but I'm thinking in my head, okay, this is going to help y'all. This is going to help you pay for the rent. You know, do things, okay? I'm thinking about taking care of people that I, cared for. Even though all of the burdens and everything else, all the trauma, I'm not thinking about all that, all the other burdens that I had already, okay? I just wanted to make sure people were taken care of. This happened for fucking shit up until it's 2021, up until when I finally started to say no in 2020. Had to continue this year to tell people, y'all got me, this year, 2021, is me saying, starting at the end of 2020, when I was able to confront this man on not only like what he did, the burdens that he put onto me, but also, you can't do that shit to me anymore. You had me fucked up. You took away not only my fucking childhood, but also my early adulthood, okay? Because you didn't want to be an adult. You didn't want to do your shit. You didn't want to do whatever the fuck. Step up. Step up. And that's just it. And so it's like 2020, very end of 2020, I was leading up to this, okay? God was setting a whole bunch of shit up to lead to where I could speak and I could say shit, okay? 2021 is where I started to give no fucks about whatever. And this is to my father or my sister, because throughout this whole time, I've said I've taken care of my sister since I was 10 years old, okay? Because that's the burden, one of the burdens that was put onto me physically, okay? There's no acknowledgement. There's not even like there's no acknowledgement of what I did in any way, shape, or form. And me expressing what I have done since 10 years old has made her mad, made people mad, made them come against me, acted as if I'm the bad person because I'm saying no. I'm saying, no, you can't manipulate me no more. No, you can't do this shit no more to me. No, and no, and no. And so because also with, is coming, because of my sister in her head, because of what she saw as far as people manipulating my mind, okay, to get them to do things, to get me to do things, to belittle me, bully me, all of that within the household, just within the household. She still carries these mindsets. Whatever that is, she still carries that, which also I guess is a form of some type of trauma, also in some way, shape, and form. But she still carries that, okay? And so even as me, a 29-year-old, 28 years old last year, 27 years old, she's thought and has this mindset that she could still do the same thing in some way, shape, and form, like manipulate me to go along, basically, something like that, okay? I've had to tell her no. No, it's just a no. It's a no for me, dog, okay? And so because I've started to literally just say no to people because I love myself, I have found so much self-love within myself through God. People don't like that. people also don't like my connection with God and how close we are, okay? And so it's like, now I'm at a point to where, I mean, this year, 2021, this is the, I'm not gonna say lonely, this is the most alone year that I have ever been in my life, okay? Other family, you know, there's been some, I'm not going into all of that, but after my mama died, people started to reveal themselves in so many ways on the family side that is just like, oh my gosh. And then 2019, they revealed themselves even more in a greater way, okay? Like living with people, and I got kicked out. One of my aunts kicked me out, and she was my godmama, that my mama appointed that title to her. Look, okay. And then the in her mind that she made it seem, her excuse or reasoning for being a godmother that my mama appointed her is that godmothers literally and only are there to teach you about God. I'm so serious. This is what she said out of her mouth, okay? And so, but then I was like, okay, but how are you doing that? I'm like so serious. Like, how are you doing that? Because when I was living with her, I lived with her. I moved from Colorado and I needed somewhere to go because Texas was not a choice because my father didn't have anywhere to live for me if I came to Texas. And I'm being honest, okay? This was in 2018. This was early 2019. So the choice was the DMV, Maryland, okay? And so I went to Maryland because I knew that's where or it was going to South Carolina with people there. I chose Maryland, okay? And so basically in her mind, she gave me 6 months to live there. Never told me. When I first got there, I was like, okay, you know, do you have any rules, you know, things like that I need to know about, so that way, you know, I can know. She never told me anything. I feel like I asked at least 2 times. Never told me anything. So, you know, I had 2 jobs, like a full-time job and a part-time job. I was not there. I really wasn't there. And when I was there, it was on one off day that I got out of the week, because I was off one of my jobs, maybe, okay? And so, like during that time, it's like I was basically only there to sleep a little bit, and then take a shower, eat a little bit with her, and then go to work. Like that's all I could do. That's all I did. But to her, because of, you know, the mindset of that generation of people, I'm a child. I'm not grown. I'm out here working full-time job, corporate job, and a part-time job at a fucking $1 trillion company, okay? And I'm a child. Okay? In her mind, in her viewpoint, you know, and I can understand that because of her way of thinking. Very childish. On her end, very childish, okay? And so, in this, like, basically, like, it was like, the first time that I guess I just made her mad was ordering food. And so when I ordered this food, because it was an off day, the one off day that I get during the week, she basically got mad. She got mad that I ordered food. And I'm so serious. And then from there, she started to hold a whole ass grudge against me for like months, a few months. And so like I eventually like asked her, because God was urging me like, do that. And this is before me and God was as close as now. Like it's like God was coming in, because I had a relationship with God, but I also didn't. Like it's like after my mama died, because of the way it was, and because we was Christians, we were raised as Christians. She was a hard Christian or whatever the fuck. Whenever she passed, okay, due to like me seeing pastors of a church that we went to for years and how they acted towards her, that turned me the fuck off from any of that shit. So I mean, like for a little bit, I did try to go to church like for a few years, but then it was just like this was pointless. It was pointless. I didn't get anything from it. It just so eventually I just stopped going. It was pointless. Like I mean, I love music, so like listening to gospel music, I would still do that. I would still do a whole bunch of things. I never not knew about God. I just didn't go to church, you know, something like that. But it's like at that time, I probably was like, my mind started to change to like how it is now, where it's like, I don't need to go to church. I don't need to do these things in order to talk to God. Like I know God is here. I know God is around me, and I know God is God without going to church, okay? And so living in this woman's house, basically she was one of those, if you live in this house, you got to go to church. And so after the food ordering thing where she had a grudge, she really tried to really push the church thing. Like usually if I had an off day, it was on a Sunday. She would make me, as an adult, go to church with her and like manipulate me. She's also another manipulator. Manipulate me into going to church just so that I could say I went to church, because she's my godmother and she's supposed to teach me about God, even though her actions are not godly. But apparently you're teaching me about God. Okay. So eventually, you know, a whole bunch of shit happens with that. By August, like other family members from the other side of the family got pushed into this, because it's so much. I can't go into all this. It's so much. But it's just like everybody got revealed. In 2019, everybody got revealed on the family side, okay? Mostly. The people that needed to be revealed in 2019 got revealed, and in a great way, okay? She ended up telling me in August of 2019, like, you gotta get out. And this was right after or not in August, I had to be out by August, but right after my birthday trip, or before I went, because I wanted to do something for my birthday. And so like either before or after, I feel like it was right after my birthday trip, and I was about to go, because I worked at a corporate company, but I traveled basically. And so I was going on a work trip to Boston, and I was gonna be there for like a whole ass week. Basically before that trip, but I had just got back from my birthday trip. As soon as I got in the door with my suitcase in hand, she said, we got to talk. And I'm like, okay. Because at that point, I was done and over with. Because it was a whole bunch of shit leading up to there. But by then, I was like, okay. And then before I could go, she had a house with stairs or whatever. Before I could even go up the stairs and pull my whole luggage up the stairs, she was like, okay, I'm gonna get this done now. And so she told me basically, because she couldn't wait. She didn't like the way I said, okay. Disrespect or something. And she loved to say I was disrespectful, even though it's just like, you're not my authority. You can't control me. Like, that's what people be thinking. They be thinking that they can control people, and that's why they be getting mad. They be making their own selves mad because they think that they can control people because of like slave mentality, okay? That's what it is. And so, because she got mad at the way I said okay, she just hurried up and told me, you gonna have to be out by August 5th. And I was like, okay. And then I took my suitcase upstairs and started to unpack and get ready. And then, you know, me and God came in more and started to help me figure shit out, do what I needed to do, because I was about to go on this other trip. But on this other trip, like, my whole mind, when I was in Boston, my mind was going the whole time. Like, okay, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? Okay. When I got back from that trip, I knew what was up. I started to plan. I asked in a whole ass group chat that was on Facebook. This woman on that side of the family, this woman is about to kick me out. And some of these people lived up there in the DMV, whether it was Maryland, DC, or fucking Virginia. Nobody responded to me, okay? I said, this woman is about to kick me out her house in a few days or whenever. Do any of y'all have a solution where I can come and stay with y'all? I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to do whatever. No response. I did get from an aunt who is my mama's sister, responding in there, commenting, talking about what's wrong with you? Why would you say this? Like, what do you mean? Did you not read what I said? I'm about to be homeless. Again, I've been through homelessness. You know about this. I've been through homelessness. Like, you think I want to go through this again? But okay, I'm the problem because I'm calling it out. But it's not even calling it out. It's asking for help. And so, through the asking for help, basically, God was like, okay. God already knew that they was gonna do some shit. I left the fucking chat and I was like, I ain't got time to, them people is not my people. Them people is not my people. None of these people is my people, okay? I don't have people. None of y'all is my people. And so God told me what to do. We was looking up hotels and shit. I moved out on August 3rd. So yeah, 2 days before the 5th, okay? And I moved to a Red Roof Inn. I was able to get a rental car to move out my shit and go to the Red Roof Inn. That shit was difficult, okay? I cannot say that shit was easy. Like, it was in a part of Maryland I never even went to ever in life. Like, even before that. Like, I'm still new to the area, like, as a whole. So, I'm in a whole new ass area that I've never been to in life. Apparently now I know, you know, it was an area where it's like a whole bunch of shit could have happened, probably was happening while I was there. God did not let anything happen to me, okay? Nothing. And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. The most that happened was one of the workers. It was one morning when I forgot to put the do not disturb on the room door, and I was off work, and it was my off day, and she put the thing on the door, and basically I didn't put it on the door, and so she banged hard as shit, like wanting to know if I needed not room service, but cleaning or whatever the fuck, or checking in to see if I still needed the room or some shit. I don't know, but she banged hard as shit, and that shit scared the fuck out of me, because one, this is not my home, so I'm here at this, you know, foreign place, and you're banging hard as shit. So for a few months, I really felt that really did some shit to me. I feel like she also knew. Look, people be the devil, demon ass energy be getting into a whole bunch of different people, okay? And I feel like the demon energy got into her because of the way the energy that she was giving off to me from the beginning up until that point, and when I left, I felt it, okay? And so it was some type of situation where she just decided that she wasn't gonna fuck with me. And so that's really why she did that shit. Okay. Okay. But it's like, I lived through the Red Roof Inn. The house that I moved to after, this was something that my father kind of, God obligated him to help me in some way through people find a place to live, okay? So through him, through somebody else, through this woman that he knew in some way, basically like who lived out there, she was able to help me find a place to live. Find a place to live. And but it's like she was like in the military or some shit. And this man was in the military. And so she knew of like a military website or something where ex-military men or people would post their houses or something. And so that's where she guided me to, basically. It wasn't like a whole bunch of work being done, but she did. And so she basically, I got in touch with this man. The price was whatever. And so I was like, okay, I have a place to live. Thank you, God. That was a whole nother situation, pretty much similar to my aunt's situation. It really became like a whole situation like that. He ended up being like, you only have this amount of time. Okay. And so I had to get out of there too. But it's like, I was really trying. Like, it's like each time I was really trying. But also the DMV, you have to have a lot of money, okay? You have to have a decent, large amount of money to really live there decently and to find a place to live. Otherwise, it's very hard. It's very hard to find living out there, okay? It's not like how in Texas, I feel like it's probably a little bit easier. But out there, it's fucking hard as shit. And I didn't know people to just be helping me like that. So it's like, I moved from there to another place because people at my job was able to help me get into a new place. And this time I was in DC. So I really got to live in the whole DMV. I lived in every part of the DMV, literally. And so it's like, now I'm living in this house right before I'm living where I am now, coming back to Texas. Living there was the best, pretty much, not the best. It was the best housing situation that I had in DC or in the DMV. It wasn't all like amazing, but it was better than the first two houses that I lived in. It really was. I had more freedom. I had to deal with it was a whole bunch of people that lived in that house. So it was a whole bunch of people that came up and through there. Like we were all roommates, but it's like, it was a lot. It was a lot in one bathroom. It was a lot. But I'm grateful for it all, okay? And so leading up to here, also that whole time, I'm still dealing with family burdens, like of my father, of my sister, like paying for rent or paying for fucking bills, paying for shit that's not my own, okay? Or dealing with people's shit that they want to put themselves in and trying to put that burden onto me. Again, that does not belong. So now it's like this year, 2021, me saying no and really saying no and meaning it has made people like, who does she think she is? Why she thinks she can do that to us? Why she don't wanna, why she don't wanna say yes, or why she don't just do? Why she don't just do no more? She love herself, huh? What's that? What's that? So, you know, that's where we are now in 2021. And I'm able to say this in a video, in a reading. and not give no fucks about it, okay? I don't. I give no fucks. And when I say that, I don't talk to none of these people anymore because they don't talk to me. Because I said no. And apparently boundaries are no. Boundaries are no, and it's just not possible. It's not a thing. So, you know, especially when you acknowledge things that people have done to you and they don't want to hear it. Okay. I know that was a lot, Libra, but now I'm getting, so something like that. I know, like, I feel like I needed to say all of that because it's something like that you've been dealing with a whole bunch of shit. People have put a whole bunch of shit on you. Maybe your whole fucking life, okay? And so because they have done this shit, it's like, now you're at a point where you can say no, and you mean that shit, and you don't give no fucks about who, if you don't like my no, oh fucking well. And that's just it, okay? And so it's like, maybe it's also been like this 2021 year, you felt as if people have left your life and that maybe you would not get any more. Something like that. That's what I just kind of heard. Something like that. I'm trying to piece it together. Yes, I heard yes. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Or yes. I always do that. Okay. So it's like, you know, maybe you've thought that people would not come because this 2021 year has felt the loneliest. Not loneliest. I'm not going to say lonely because not lonely alone, okay? Like, I have not been lonely. I have been alone. So you have been alone, but not lonely. And so maybe through your aloneness, you have felt as if maybe this is all. Like, you know, like people just, they just gone and you just not gonna get no more people, okay? They just gone, okay? November 2021, people are, by the end of the month, I just heard that, you're going to have people coming in. Not those people. Not those people. Or not anybody else. You could have had friends. I've had friends I've had to call out for shit who've been treating me bad for years, and I, you know, did not have the power of no inside of me. And so once you start saying no, you know, people start to act funny. They start, what? Friends, okay? Any types of fucking people. Now people who are not these people are going to start coming back in, or coming into you, getting to know you, wanting to be around you, will love you, and love you because they love themselves, okay? They understand loving themselves, and they're also divinely guided towards you. Y'all are divinely guided towards each other because of y'all backgrounds, because of what y'all been through, because of the love that y'all have for each other, because of all of that, okay? And so by the end of the month, it's like, you're gonna see that all of the shit that you went through and experienced, you know, it probably was hard. It could have been hard as shit. Hard as shit, okay? But it's also like you're going to be experiencing now a whole new ass life. Like, all of that shit is done. It is back there. It is no more, okay? And it also built you up to the person that you are right now and will be. And so it's just like, you have to appreciate it. I mean, like, me personally, I appreciate every fucking thing that I have been through. Because if it wasn't for all of that shit, I wouldn't be who I am now. And even shit that I would have never ever thought or I wouldn't wish this on my worst fucking enemies type shit. It's just like, it is what it is. It really is. It is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't. It ain't what it ain't, because you went through it. You know what you went through. And so you know what the hardship was. You understand it. And because you understand it so greatly, you're able to be the best human being that you can be going forward and that you have become. Okay? So it's like, enjoy it and appreciate it, because it helped you to be the person that you are. Like, I appreciate all them people. I really do. I tell God this all the time now. Like, it's like over the past, especially this year, I've came into so much appreciation for the shit that they have done to me. Because it's like, y'all just don't know who y'all created, okay? They just don't know. They don't know. But it's also like, they might. They might, in a little way. They might know who they created. And that's also why they mad. That's also why they don't want to fuck with you. Because they know who they created. Because of the hardship that they put onto you. Okay? Okay. I just heard that's it. That's it. And good job. Good job. Good job, Libra, for doing all that shit, for going through all that shit. Because you are amazing, okay? You're fucking amazing. Yeah, that's it, okay? All right. Oh, God loves you. I also heard that. Okay. The divine greatly loves you for everything that you have been through. And you're also about to see all of that, okay? This book also, The Richest Man in Babylon, is about fucking money and riches, okay? Okay? You also about to be getting all of that. Everything that was taken away from you, everything that you never ever got to do because of other people, money that you have to shell out for people in whatever fucking ways, it's all about to come back to you, Libra. And I mean it, and then some, okay? Oh my God. It's about to come back to you in so many ways. And you're going to be like, wow. Like, just wow. Like, oh, you're going to appreciate it so much. And I know if you're not at this point now, it might sound hard that you can appreciate all the hurt and pain that you have been through. But it's like, you will, and you should, because you should not hold them burdens. They should be gone because they weren't yours in the first place, okay? Let it go. Just let it go. If you can, let it go, Libra. If I'm obviously telling you for a reason, let any of the hurt and pain and shit that you have, let it go, because it's not your burden anymore. It wasn't your burden in the first place. Let it fucking go. If that is people, let them go. If that is situations, let it go. Be gone. Be gone and let it go and let it be, okay? Whew, shit. Okay, I'm done. I'm really done. I'm not doing anything anymore. Okay. Okay. All right, Libras. I hope that this helps you. I really do. I thank you for coming through. I thank you for listening to me. I appreciate y'all, okay? Y'all my niggas. Nigga, remember nigga is for niggas, okay? Check the description box, all right? Bye, y'all.